Hello, welcome to Poetry Month and welcome to my Artsy Letters studio. I am Robin Hood Black and I'm doing just a small little series this month celebrating words and art, poetry and art. We will look at a word each week on Poetry Friday, and I will make some kind of a little artwork, journal, something like that, with mixed media to celebrate that word. So I hope you'll join me and enjoy it. I am going to start off today with a word from Patricia Franz. Now, a lot of you do one little word projects that will carry you through a year, and you find a word that inspires you or somehow you want to incorporate into your life for that year. And I always admire that. I haven't done that, but I've gone around harvesting some of yours and will probably continue to do so. And I came across the word that Patricia used to start off her year in 2024. And everything she wrote in her post is still relevant. And I hope it enriched her life year before last. And I'd like to share it with you. Her word that she chose was and. Just like and in my little series right here, because I love words and art and always have ever since I was little. Here is her Ode to And by Patricia Franz. Ode to And. It's grammatical, dramatical. It is also mathematical, a diplomatic follower of controversial commas. It's optimistic, synergistic, in the end, more realistic. Characteristically, it's found in multitaskers. It coordinates, it conjugates. It could be said it consummates phrases matched to clauses, interjections with soft pauses. A uniter, not a fighter, softer on the ear, gentler than, but, and, my word this coming year. That is copyright draft, Patricia J. Franz. And I want to thank Patricia for allowing me to share it this morning. And I have a link to her post in my post. I love the word and because it is inclusive and because I've always loved things that might seem a little bit, diametrically opposed to each other. Cats and dogs, don't make me choose. Poetry and art, don't make me choose. So I hope that you'll think a little bit about and go read some of her posts about it and how she incorporated it into her world in 2024. I think we all need some more unity. So I'm drawn more to and than but, and I will be thinking about it myself. I have been this week and will in coming weeks, I am sure. I enjoyed making a journal to celebrate the word and. I also love the symbol, the ampersand, which means and. And so I had a little bit of fun playing around visually with the idea of and hope you'll enjoy that too. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll just be doing a word a week here during Poetry Month, and then hope to have a little bit more fulsome series about words and art together through my Artsy Letters blog and videos. So thanks so much for coming along, and I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful Poetry Month. Thanks. And if you would like to join me in this little artistic adventure, come along. I videotaped a little bit of the making process. If you know me and my studio, I love vintage items that have a story to tell on their own. And I love all kinds of image making, mark making, print making, and combining things. So I hope you'll enjoy. Thank you. As far as the word and in the art world, or at least my art world, I know that in the past year, my art making has become more fun and productive since I went to a mixed media workshop sponsored by a scrapbook store in North Georgia. They do scrapbooking supplies, card making supplies, and mixed media supplies. It's a little place in the mountains. I went because Seth Apter was leading their big fall workshop. And I've followed Seth Apter, gosh, a dozen years or so. He's well known in the mixed media world, lives in New York, but travels internationally and does a lot of product design and that sort of thing as well. Um, but I discovered that in my own mind, I had kind of an either or, scrapbooking and card making over here on a craft side, and maybe mixed media and collage on a fine art side. And yet those membranes are permeable, and there's a lot of intersection, and it's a lot of fun. I'm taking an online collage course now, and the other day one of the instructors was talking about how she found this tool on Amazon, and she didn't know where it came from or what it was for, but it was really helping to get ink through a stencil on an art piece. And what she was talking about was just these little blender brushes. That's really what they're called, little blender brushes. And you can find these at the scrapbook store. They're very soft. They go right through little stencils. But there are lots of tools like this and other things that can make life easier. I've learned how to use a die cut machine and a little, cinch binder, which is helping me with journals. And those are things that, a few years ago I might not have tried, but I'm so glad I did and made room for that. And because now, well, I have a lot more tools and an ungodly amount of art supplies and vintage things. And I suppose that the and is fueling that as well. I grew up in Florida, and we used to watch the rockets launched from the coast. Even from Orlando, we could see them. And I enjoyed seeing pictures yesterday from some of my Florida family members who just stepped outside and watched the rocket go up. I think about Artemis right now out there heading toward the moon, full moon this week, and how amazing that is. And it's amazing to me that the crew is diverse and wonderful. And. So and is all around and something to be celebrated.